here. Hope you can see all of these lines. I can darken some of these a little bit. Let's talk about windows and doors. Windows on the right side are always going to come from the right vanishing point. Windows on the left side are always going to come from the left vanishing point. Let's start over here because I'm a lefty and I tend to smear. Start on the left side. So this is the left vanishing point. I'm not sure how big I want my window to be. Let's see. How about up here? Make a couple of windows. Make one big long window and then I'll show you how to divide them up. These lines coming down are always going to be absolutely parallel with these lines. So you should always use your ruler and make sure that they are straight. Okay? Now this is fine for a simple window, but if I want it to go back in space a little bit, I notice something's a little bit off about this. This space right here is bigger than this space, and it shouldn't be because it goes back in time, it goes back in space, and it should be getting smaller. So let's just try this one more time. What is on my eraser? Let's try this one more time, and let's maybe right there. And then, it's all right, I'm gonna paint over it anyway. I'm going to show you how to divide up your windows so that you can make them look like they go back in space. Now, the first rule of two-point perspective is always pay attention to the vanishing points. Right on right, left on left. The second point of two-point perspective, or the second rule of two-point perspective, is use X's to find the middle of everything. It looks like, oh, maybe this is the middle, and you could probably guess where the middle of this is, but your eye is wrong. It doesn't tell you the right way to find the middle because it does go back in space. So the best way to find that is to make an X and use a ruler, unless you're really good at this, straight up and down, and that is the middle of that window. So you can divide that window up and it makes a paned window. Now, if I want to make a window pane that goes this way, it's not going to go straight. It's going to go back to this vanishing point. And remember, it's going to go right through the middle. So there's a middle. And then if I want to find even more of a middle, here's the other middle. So I'm just dividing these up just by using simple X's. So try this with your windows, and it does make kind of a mess with all the X's that you make, so do them really lightly. And you can make great windows. All right, I'm gonna make an X here and here, that's my middle, here and here, that's my middle. It's kind of tough to figure out where the middle is unless you do use that trick. But you can actually make all kinds of things with this. You can make sloped roofs, doors, all kinds of stuff. Now, I'd like to put a door on this side of the building, but I have to figure out where the middle of this building is. So how do I figure that out? I make an X. This time I'm going to use a ruler because I'm not so sure that I'm going to do a great job. And I'm just going to make, it would go all the way through, but I can figure this out on my own. I'm just going to make a very light X. So this is actually the middle of this. So I'm going to go down and make a line. This would be the middle. Now, maybe I want to figure out where this door should be. This would be about the middle. And kind of wing that. Now the top of the door is going to again go to this vanishing point. These door lines are going to go straight down either from the top or the bottom of the page. So you have a door and you have a window with window panes. Pretty great. And we can talk about things like little awnings over the windows and paths and all kinds of stuff. Let's talk about another window. Let's do a window over here while we're at it. I should really get a longer ruler. Okay, everything on this side of the building is going to go back to this vanishing point. So let me just use this crazy ruler trick. If you don't have a long enough ruler, just stack two on top of each other or use a piece of paper. That's fine too. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to go to here and I'm going to make a window behind here. I'm going to go straight down parallel to that. And then I don't know where this window ends, so I can just kind of, let's just guess that it's right about there. That's going to be my middle. And this is the window pane, so that's going to go from this vanishing point right there. there's kind of a big window. If I want to figure out where this would be divided, it would be right about there. So there's a building. It's kind of an industrial building. I can make it look a little bit better. I'll add an awning over this door. How about? All right, so I'm gonna make a door over here, and I'm gonna make it so that it makes sense. So the top of this door is actually gonna go where the top of this door is going to go, because I don't want some of the doors to be for giants and some of the doors to be for tiny people. I'm gonna make this go all the way across, because I need to be more careful in figuring out where it goes. Not all doors are centered, so you can always move the doors around if you want. I kind of figure out where the middle of this is. Okay, here's my middle. So this is going to be where my doors open. And I'll just kind of figure this out. Okay, so these are my doors. Now I'm going to make an awning over the doors. Here's the trick. The awning is going to come out away from the building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide right now the angle of my awning. This is going to be my angle. I'm going to decide on that. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just the angle that you pick. So this angle is going to be the same as this angle, and that comes out. Now, after that, all you have to do is go to this vanishing point right there and add your awning. And here are the little things that hold it up. Where these end, we have to use our vanishing point again. Okay, so the door's under there. So I can erase this. Here's my little awning. And again, if I want it to have like a little edge there, and then this would actually, here's the trick. The side of the awning on this side comes back to this vanishing point, because I know it seems strange, but it's actually on this side of the building. It's a left sider, so it's gonna go back here. And there's that. And if you wanna add stripes or anything, all of this, you use the X. So here's the middle. And again, it's gonna follow that same angle. I didn't quite get it right here. And follow the same angle. You can use something to make sure that you're getting it right. Same angle, same angle, same angle, and then this is gonna go straight down. Now I have an awning. There's my door, there's my awning. What if these doors are open? Then what happens? Well, I'll tell you. It's gonna go back to this vanishing point again. If you'd like it to make it look like it's going inside, you just do that. And there you have it. It opens right up there. Now, this should be, actually I should have ended this here. Now let's say that you want to make a window on this side. Which vanishing point does it go to? Yep, you're right, the left one. I can't actually hear you. Okay, let's do this. And this. Where's the middle? Take some time and add 5 windows. And a few more doors. Let me show you how to make one more door on this side. These are pretty big doors, but it makes sense. And everything on this side is going to come from that same place. So keep adding things until you feel like you have a nice city. Sometimes we want to make roofs. Here, I'm going to keep adding a few more things. I'll speed this up a little bit. Should we make a deck over here? Let's make a deck. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here is a trick. You are gonna see the deck from the bottom. Because it's above the horizon line, these lines, the bottom of the deck, are gonna come from over here. And the top of the deck is gonna come, the side of the deck's gonna come from this way. This will be like this. Again. Bring two rulers together for this guy. This is gonna go to here. And everything, even the bars of the deck, everything you do, you're gonna figure out by those X's that I would told you about. So if you wanna figure out how these bars of the deck go back into space, make an X, make an X. You can get really, really detailed with this. So there's that. If you want to make a window that has a curve to it or a round window, all you do is figure out the middle with your X, bring that up to the top, curve it around so that it matches, and erase the rest of your box. There's something on my eraser. There we go. Should we make a round window? Show you how to make a round window. So I'm going to make a regular window shape here. And then I'm going to figure out where the middle of that is, and I'm going to keep going. And when I get to a point where I feel comfortable, it's kind of a star shape, I'm going to go around to the edge of all of these. And this is called an ellipse. And basically, so you're going to try to make a circle if it's into the square. Make sure I have a clean eraser. So there's that. So what about a pitched roof? Let's talk about a pitched roof. Okay, so if you are going to do a pointed roof, you want to find out, what does the top of this building look like, the plane of the building. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the opposite corner and you're going to put that to the opposite vanishing point. So I'm going to figure out the top of this building, and then I'm going to take this vanishing point and I'm going to match it to this opposite corner. And I'm going to figure out the top of this building. So you can see that the top of this building would look like this, even though I can't see it. I'm also going to figure out the middle of this, which I've already done with this window, but I have to do the whole building. So this is the middle right here. Oh, look at that, that's right in the middle. And then I'm going to figure out what kind of angle I would like for my pitched roof. And I'm just going to do this. Same angle right here. I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to do the same angle. I'm going to go to this side, try to match the angle on this guy. And then this side of the roof is not going to go anything to do with this. It's just going to be these two angles pushed together. So 2 points, connect them. There you have a roof, and then you have kind of a lot of erasing to do to make that make sense. But honestly, the more you practice these lines, the more it comes naturally. And you're not going to see the back of that, but here, you can see what this would look like. There's that. If you're looking down on it, we do it a different way, but we can do one of those later. All right, here we have it, a basic city. Practice makes perfect. Well, practice makes okay. All right, let's talk about the sidewalk lines. A way to see how the sidewalks go back in space is you are going to connect this on your sidewalk. And here you have the first square of your sidewalk. It's going to be, this is going to go down like that, down like that. We have to guess. If you don't see it, you kind of have to guess. This would actually go this way. Okay, so then you're going to divide your sidewalk down the middle. I'll do it on this side. Right down the middle. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take your first square, which I'm just going to guess is right here, and you're going to take the corner of your square through the middle with your ruler, corner of your first square through the middle, make a little line. This is going to be your second square. And every square that you make is going to come from the opposite vanishing point. So I actually have the angle on that wrong. So this is actually going to go like that. This one's actually going to go like that. And so on and so on. This is going to go through here to here. And as they get smaller, you kind of just sketch it, make it rough. These are going to go down because these are the sidewalk cracks that you're going to see. So if this was the middle line right about here, we divide that through there. This will be the second line. That'll come this way. This goes through here. This goes through here. And this one's not going to be as extreme as the other one because we're looking at it from further away. That goes through there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my ruler and I'm putting it through about the middle here. And you can almost guess at what it's going to be. And it gets smaller and smaller. And as it gets smaller and smaller, I just kind of make lines here. And then these are going to go straight down to make the curve of the sidewalk. Same thing with the lines back here. You can either measure it all out, or you can just kind of use your best judgment. They're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then here's this road. It's going to be that line. Where do the sidewalk lines on these come from? They come from this vanishing point. So we can kind of keep making these. This one's going to be there. 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 And then this goes straight through. Oops. I didn't use my ruler. Super bad. Okay, that's going to go straight through. And these are going to get straighter as they go. So there's that. Make another round window over here. Really, I often don't even bother making those little star shapes. I just kind of put that down there. More windows up here. It's going to be bigger on the bottom than on the top because you're going to be looking up at it. Let's make this a parking garage. It goes in like this. There's going to be a road that comes out to the road. So I'm going to take this line this one. And this is going to go out to the road at this angle and out to the road at this angle. Maybe it'll go down a little bit to get onto the sidewalk. It's gonna go back into the parking garage. Speaking of parking garage, let's make a word. I'm gonna make the word park. So I'm gonna divide this in half. So that's 4 letters, P, A, R, K. Now the letters are gonna get smaller as they go back. They're also going to correspond exactly with this. So they're gonna go with the vanishing point. So you're gonna make a box. Look at that. Make another bit of letters over here. How about over here? I'll make a restaurant called Eat. Super original. Okay. I'm gonna make a box right here. It's gonna be EAT. I'm gonna divide this in half. Divide that in half. Divide that in half. So I'm gonna have to do these on these lines. The E is going to be, all of the lines of the E are gonna be with this vanishing point here. So E, A, same with the cross of the A, it's gonna go that way, and the T is gonna be this way. Just like that. There we go. Perspective.